Hi ladies, hi gents. I want to share a video with you today, and it's a design team project for Wild Orchid Crafts. As usual, I will pop all the links down below in the description box to the shop and to the Facebook group and that, and I'll also pop all the product codes of the flowers and embellishments that I use that come from Wild Orchid Crafts. Okay, so today's project is actually a configuration book box, so I'm going to go ahead and show you that. Okay, so this is the book box, and it's all in a vintage design. This beautiful paper was given to me by Spare Marbles 2012 here on YouTube, Diana. Hi Diana! And I absolutely love this paper. It was so perfect for this. So this one has the dress form on, and it's just stunning, really, really stunning. I'm just going to show you the back. That's the paper on the back. It's such beautiful paper. On the binding, I just used this crocheted lace that I had in my stash. And then I'm just going to tell you about the embellishments on the front. I put some black rhinestone pearls on in different places, but I'm going to start in this corner, so I'm going to zoom in a bit. I had this black fabric applique flower, which is huge, so I used that as a base in that corner. And then just in here I put a ring of chrysanthemums, and these are the mixed earth tone chrysanthemums. I'll just show you. So there's 50 mixed earth tone chrysanthemums, and the product code is QVR. I actually think that's the old product code. One second. I have my computer here, so let me just double check that, because I think that's the old one. Oh no, it's right. Okay, sorry. So the product code is QVR-077. And this is all your brown tones, and I've used most of the dark ones out of this pack on this project, so the lighter brown tones are what's left in here. And I love the chrysanthemums, absolutely. So I done a ring of the chrysanthemums, and then I added some black applique flowers, and then I added one of these beautiful bead flowers, and I love these. And this is an Ivory one, and the product code for these is MKX270. But I also I sprayed it with a gold glimmer mist, the whole front of it. I could see, so like on the black pearls you can just see that there's a gold glimmer. I don't know if you can see it on the flowers. Oh yeah, you can maybe a bit. And on the appliques. So it's giving it that vintage look. And I just love how that turned out. Okay. I just added a tiny brad, a safety pin and a little tassel for the handle here. And then down at the bottom I had a metal book plate, again which I sprayed with the gold glimmer mist, and then in the centre of it I had a little stamp that says Little Sewing Company. Again, I've used one of the chrysanthemums here, but I took the centre out and I've added a black rose to the centre. You can just see it. And the black rose is the jet black open rose, 20 mils, and the product code is MKX036. And I love that Wild Orchid Crafts do the black roses. I don't use them that often, but when you're doing like a vintage project, and that is great to have some black flowers to add in. Then I've used a mixture of browns and reds. So I've used some red open roses as well, a couple here and also one here, and I think they're the 25mm actually, so they're from this packet. So I've used some of the red ones that are from the packet here, and the product code is MKX313. So that's the red open roses. And then I've used some 10mm and 15mm brown open roses, and they actually come from the mixed vintage colour packs, and I love these. So they do them in 10, 15, 20 and 25mm. And these are beautiful colours. Like you can see, I use them a lot. There's, you know. And they have the same product code for all the sizes, and the product code is MKX043. So I use the 10mm and 15mm. Those. Okay, so that's the front of the book box, and then just on the side I've just used black lace from my stash all the way around. And then show you the inside. So again, on this page I used some of the beautiful papers, and I didn't do much to it. I just inked the edges with some distress ink. I also used the background paper in all the boxes is from the same paper, but different designs. Okay, what shall I start with? I'll start up here. I'm going to have to hold it because... Right, I laced everything in the black lace all the way around. And basically I tried to do it as a little sewing cupboard. So I've got a couple of spools here with some ribbon and some little safety pins. In here I've got the word sew. And then I've got a couple more of the black roses and another one of the red rose in there. In this one I've got a little wooden dress form piece, a little daisy applique with a rhinestone. I've got one of these glass domes, and I filled it with tiny sort of glass beads, and then I put a single hip rosebud in it, and hip rosebud comes from the mixed red tone pack, and the product code is GST015. Let me just show you that. And I love how it reminds me of in Beauty and the Beast, the rose and the glass dome. So that's that one. Okay, down in this one I've got a little bit of applique, another one of the red roses. I think that's the smaller size. I think that's the 20mm open rose, and that comes from this set. So it's one of these, and the product code is MKX680, and you get a mixture of beautiful colours. And I did, you know, sort of distress them all and glimmer mist them to make them look a bit more vintage tone. I've got a stack of some tiny thread spools in there, and then some tiny rosebuds just peeping out, a little bundle of rosebuds, and they're the 4mm rosebuds, and they're in the deep red, I think, yes. And the product code for those is GST002. Then I've got a mixture of little glass bottles. Oh, that one's loose. I need to make sure I stick that one back down. Different glass bottles in different sizes, with little bits of lace and ribbon on the necks of them, and they're all filled with different colours of beads in browns, blacks, reds, and the deep the deep reddy pink as well. And I love how they look. And then in the bottom one, I've got an applique, a lace applique in the corner with the flower applique, and then a red chrysanthemum, and that comes from the mixed red and pink chrysanthemum set, and the product code is QVR-076. And again, you know, I've used the gold spray on all the flowers and edged them with some black ink as well, just to really give them the vintage look. And I have some little scissors, some clothespins, some more spools with tiny roses on top, and the roses are in the red, and they come from this set. So these are the 10mm roses in the mixed colour, and I use these red tones here, and the product code is MKX212. And then just in this corner here, I've got a wooden piece vintage sewing machine, again, which I distressed with black ink and sprayed with the gold spray to finish off that vintage look. Which bottle's lace? That one? No, that one. I must remember to do that. And like I say, I've just edged everything with black lace. So that's my sewing box configuration book box. And I really enjoyed working with all the reds and deep reds and the pinky colours alongside the black. And I'm just thrilled how it turned out, absolutely thrilled. So I really hope you like it. And like I say, all the product codes and links to the store will be down below, so that if there was any of the packs that you really like, you can go over and find them easy enough. And I will be back with a couple more videos this week. I've got a giveaway going on this week, so that should be up sometime this week. And also I'm hoping to start doing my Christmas bits that I've made and share those with you too. So thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye for now.